So now whoever you're working on, observe how they're laying down. I just want them to be comfortable, head position, so it doesn't matter. And she has her hand right there. This is fine. I'm not gonna move her hand. So what my main objective is, sort of like where we touch under the head and under the neck, and I'm gonna come under the palm of the hand and start to see if I feel any kind of float of her metacarpal. So any of the small bones in the hand. So I can get Fred on the table later or tomorrow, just go over it. No. This is one of the times when I said, if you help me, I charge you money. It is really so. So now I'm just seeing, again, I'm going, so it's just here into the palm of her hand, and I'm just seeing if I get a little bit of buoyancy. And so it's really important that she rises to in my finger and settles at the same tempo. So notice I'm not here. See, if I go too fast, see, I'm going to get much more work out of the upper arm than I'm doing from below. Now, for those of you that need, feel free. Any kind of ball will do. Now, again, to show, this is a great example of showing my part. What I'm doing is coming in, and I just want to see, can I get that hand to rise and to come down again? I'm not going to use the ball like this, but just I'm using the ball as, so see how I'm not letting her push in? And then hopefully come back. See the way that gravity responds differently to that. Do you see that? She's in. So, but if I come here and allow her, see, I can do a whole wrist thing from this. Oh. Am I leaning too much?
Is it recording?
It's recording, but it's just the angle. So, sorry. Is that better? Okay. So if I'm here, right, I can do a whole thing if I want on the wrist. See how I'm getting the wrist to come over the hand and come down. But I'm not doing this. Do you see the difference? So I'm not getting the buoyancy. So it's the same thing now. I can use this to my defense underneath the hand. Now this lesson really is to perfect your touch. Now I was too much on the hand. Now I'm coming over. So in this case, I prefer not to. But again, you're going to have people. Okay, let's say she does have CP. I'm letting her have a knuckle sandwich. Now normally maybe she'd be more here. Again, see how I can use the fingers to my advantage. Now, do you see, I don't care where your pieces and parts are, I'm working on the quality of your inner movement. Now, here I can feel where the wrist is more involved, let's say, than right here. See how the ulna wants to rise a bit more with this information versus me coming under the radius. See, right here, she's giving me a bit of, that's okay. Now, I'm going to start switching over, now more with my left hand. Or the left side. Hi, you found me. I know. So again, if I go the finger straight out, now the next way of going in here, we're only going to do from this now into the thumb. It is a really big misconception of open and close. Grasp, not to grasp, holding a pencil. But guess what? If you don't have buoyancy here, you're not grabbing anything. Your body regulates how heavy, how thick, how something it is based off of the leverage it gets from the buoyancy factor between the thumb and the pointer. Versus where you have a child, let's say, that has issues with thumb or trying to grab. This is really a function that's not there, right? Which a child first gets by touching breast tissue. This is where all of this also comes from. When they're touching the mom's breast, that's also a pre-stamp, because they're learning those functions within the bone, right? So I'm here, and now on my left side, as I'm working with this, I really want to take into consideration how I'm going in between the thumb into the palm of the hands. See how you weight transfer now first. See now how the fingers are all getting different mapping, neural mapping. Now I can't stress enough, so let's go for a tight hand. I'm going to give you a little bit here just so if you, again, we're working, so let's say you're tucking the thumb. Please do not stretch them out. It's okay. Use a prop. See how I'm rolling this ball, but I'm getting right underneath that palm of the hand. Now I get it, you're not going to get the kid to lie there. This is a great one to do after the bath, as you're going to sleep, when they're sleeping.
Chancellor, what exactly I do with this big thing?
I'm just using the ball for the buoyancy, but I'm not sitting here trying to stretch her out, right, and making her all straight, right? It's very common if someone's fisted like this to want to pull here, right? The trick is, especially if they just had the stroke or whatever, you actually curl in and let the release come here. But really what's overlooked, even though she's here with the fisted hand, I'm right in between the thumb and the pointer, and I'm just working on the buoyancy. See? What?
Which are the parts of the body that are suggested to be worked while the child is sleeping? Because most likely it's discomfort for the child, or you cannot do it more than 4 minutes, whatever.
Well, it's not that it's discomfortable to the child, this isn't discomfort, but they won't have the patience.
Sorry, I expressed myself wrong.
No, it's okay. But any part of the body you want to work on that they don't want you to work on when they're awake is what you hit when they're asleep.
Okay.
Usually it's the head, but feet, fine motor skills. So like with my son with autism, like say if the pillow was here, oh, tonight, we're gonna switch the pillow, and I put the pillow there. That threw his autism. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get a lesson. Put your head there, fall asleep. My head goes there, you know what I mean? But he would learn. But see how I can this is where I can really use this prop to my advantage to get that rotation from my two hands. Hopefully you really see too, like it's like working on the head. But see how you're really learning how to come down around my hand, but I'm not, again, forcing this movement. Another thing is, does Quinn have her stick? Is it right there in her privy or prom?
It's in the car, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, here, give me that pen there, please, or somebody. Sorry. This is another thing you can do. I can use this to my advantage. Okay, she's grabbing it. See how I'm lightly, in a sense, pulling?
Like with the nose?
Very good, just like with the nose. So that's another way of doing it. The stick also is another way too, so go to grab it. See how I can add to that visual rotation while she's grabbing it, right? Versus being right here and expecting her to get all the way here, which might be difficult grab, and I get that underneath like this. I can very easily work. That's another way of playing with it. This is a great way too. Oh, Enrique did it with Quinn with the glasses. She was busy pulling off the glasses, right? And grabbing his face, but
Yes.
you know, right there with the hands, while she's grabbing the glasses. Again, you're pulling on my hair, right? But what am I doing? I'm rotating it right out. I'm rotating it right out. I'm getting a little cross midline. I don't care. This might be the first time where she's pulling, right? So I might be sitting here like this and working on, I'll use my body if I have to. So that's what we are after, not so much all the different props. You don't need to play with everything, but basically just look at your client and how they are. And this is what I want you to start doing, coming up underneath. So really just one or two fingers.
But you are slightly pulling the bones inside the wrist.
It's not so much that I'm pulling, yes, I want them to, oh, where are my ping pong balls? Oh, they're right on top of the piano, thank you. One set's fine. So imagine, right, she's got a quarter of her bones in both hands, right? Quarter of her bones in both feet. So as I'm working, right, I'm just underneath, just imagining where each bone is. I don't need anatomy, but what I want, this, let's say, part of her palm to rise. I want this part of her palm to rise. And the way, so if I'm underneath here like this, I put a bunch of these in her hands, right? No difference, and you can see how I'm just looking to start to affect her buoyancy in the hands. So because when she's putting her hand to the floor, right, ideally, the palm is what's gonna look for the floor, right? But if you right, and that's where we'll be going with the feet tomorrow. I figured it was too late in the day to do feet, your brains would be like, "Ugh." So you want, but you're taught the feet do this. So when the heel toe, no, it needs to, and then walking backwards especially. Coming down, right? It'll look, yes, a stretch. It'll look like it's elongating, yes, and all of that. But really, the biggest function that's missing with the kiddos when they're starting to go into ambulatory responses, trying to make movement, is the lack of that interaction, whether it's the wrist, the hands, fingers. And again, if you look at a baby, their toes, they can sort of wave to you. I can still do it, but most of us lose that feature just because we haven't played with it. But if you see people that are born with no arms, you know, what can they do with their bloody feet? Diaper a baby. Can you imagine? People complain when they're overhead with 2 hands, and they're sitting there. And if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. The woman's brilliant, and she can just pull the baby in 2 feet, get those little things in the diaper tabs. Diapers are babies. Puts it in all in her feet.